sharing with you in this video how to be a powerful leader to help you create what you want faster. And so the reason why I'm recording this video is because what I really believe is that if we want to be the type of person that does create what they want in the fastest way possible, if you want to see the results happen in your life in a very fast way, consistently, in the fastest way that you can achieve what you want, you have to come from a place, in my personal opinion, of leadership. You have to be a leader in many different areas of your life, whether it's going to be in your own personal life, whether it's going to be in your business if you run any kind of businesses, whether it's going to be in some kind of workplace, whether it's going to be in your relationships. You're going to have to be a leader. And in this video, we're going to break down what leadership is at many different levels, and then allowing you to bring those sort of different levels of understanding into your day-to-day behaviors and actions. And so the first thing that I want to share with you in this video in terms of how to actually do this is to really do what you say you are going to do. So whatever it is in your life that you say you're going to do, what you tell people you're going to do, you need to actually follow through. You can't just be the type of person that says you're going to do things, or at the very worst end of the stick, be a compulsive liar and then never do what you say you're going to do at all. You don't want to do that. What you want to do is, if you say you're going to do something, you want to actually do it. And the way to do this is to become an actual person of integrity. This is not something that you can fake. This is not something that you can con your way into. This is not something that you can only act into. Yes, everything in life is an act, but you have to be genuine. You have to be real. And so the way that you do this is not just by focusing on willpowering your way through saying what you said you were going to do. It's really just to actually mean what you say. So if you don't mean what you say when you say it, and you're coming from a place of inauthenticity, of course, you're probably not going to follow through with what you say you're going to do. But if you're a genuine person, if you mean what you say, if you have the actual skill sets to communicate honestly and effectively and fearlessly and relentlessly, usually what happens is that you do say what you're going to do. And if there's a time that you can't, if there's a time that you're not able to, you're able to effectively communicate this and then give people that sort of expectation that maybe you weren't going to follow through with what you said you were going to do, and then they're not surprised. They're not surprised, and then so they actually trust you even more because you're not lying to their face. So this is really a powerful thing to do that you can start to do to increase your self-trust, increase your self-worth, which is then going to help you to be a powerful leader, because you can't delegate a task that you're not willing to actually do. That's not what a leader does. You know, if you're telling people to do things that you don't believe in, you can't sell something that you don't believe in. I don't believe a real salesperson even has to be quote unquote salesy. Like a salesy salesperson, that's a con man. That's not a real salesperson. A person that's actually in sales, that is in real sales, the product that they are selling you, they're going to believe in it. You're going to wholeheartedly believe in the product they are selling. Even if it's not their product, they'll find ways to believe in it. And if they don't believe in it, they won't sell it because it's not in alignment with their values. A true salesperson will never even sell a product that they don't truly resonate with in their value system. And then so whatever it is that you're selling in your life, whether it's your own vision, whether it's your own self, whether it's a business, whether it's something you want from somebody, what you want to start to do is to come from a place of actual truth, actual authenticity. So then people will actually start to trust you. So if you're wondering why people don't trust you or why things are not going the way that you want, maybe it's because the things that you're telling people that you're going to do, you didn't even mean it when you said it. So make sure to mean your words. You know, words are very powerful. And if you don't mean the words that you say, it could actually cause you a lot of issues. And so the second thing that I want to share with you in this video in terms of how to actually be a powerful leader to help you create what you want faster is to, as cliche as it sounds, what you want to start to do is to be the change you want to see in the world. So really, you can't expect others to show up in a way in life that you're not willing to show up by yourself and in your life. You just can't do it. You can never have that expectation. And if you sort of have that expectation, what will begin to happen is that people will not actually do what you ask them to do. They will not trust you. They will not see you as somebody that is trustworthy, and they will not follow through with what you ask of them, nor are you even going to really mean it in your own life, because you're just asking them maybe because you heard it somewhere, because somebody told you, and it's the conditioning speaking. It's not your truth speaking. Conditioning, repeating itself, is a very, very negative state of resistance, relatively speaking, and you can't actually help or change or impact the world or do anything in sort of a truly positive way, so to speak, a truly impactful way that actually goes beyond positivity or negativity or comfort or discomfort or bad or good, is to really just to start to come from beingness itself. Beingness itself is the space from which your higher self is beginning to flow through you, where consciousness and God and life itself is flowing through you, where you don't need to actually force your way to do things anymore through just willpower. Willpower is good, but you begin to actually be the change that you want to see in the world, and it's through your beingness and through your consciousness. Consciousness and beingness is the ultimate strategy, which is not really a strategy. Again, it's not a technique. It's not really doing of any kind. It's a way of being. And so when you come from a space of being, you're able to connect it back to all of the things that you want to do in your life, which is, again, going to help you to be a powerful leader. If you want to be a powerful leader, you have to actually embody the changes that you want others to do. You have to lead by example. If you've ever heard the saying, monkey see, monkey do, it's true. People copy people. People copy people that they believe have what they want or believe are going to help them get the result that they want. So if you want others to achieve a certain result, do it first. Get it in your own life first. Get the results that you're looking for. Be that change. Other people will copy you, whether it's achieving something in the external world, whether it's a state of being and being some type of way. The key is to embody those traits in your life first. And so lastly, what I really want to share with you in this video is really, to be a powerful leader requires concise communication. So this means having the ability to use your voice and to actually, as cliche as it sounds, communicate your feelings, communicate your thoughts about things in an effective and concise way. Because if you can't do this, if you can't just have basic communication skill sets of communicating to people how you're feeling or what it is that's going on in your life, or not in an overly communicative way, but just in a basic way that's going to help you to get what you want from the person. Like if you really are looking for somebody to do something, or you want to lead them on a certain path, you have to be a really good communicator, and you have to have a high ability to be able to just use your voice. And so what this means is that when you're in a communication with somebody, you do not want to assume, what they're thinking or what they're going through or what their thoughts are about you. You have to be willing to speak on the concern that you have in that situation, whatever kind of concern it is. You have to be able to use your voice to speak to the concern, to actually speak to the emotion. So when you're in a room and then maybe you could say bad energy in the room, or sort of bad feeling, like your intuition is telling you that there's something heavy going on in this conversation. Maybe it's not even just your intuition. Maybe you are seeing and hearing that the body language of a person and hearing them use curse words and things are going south, right? How do you do this? How do you handle a negative situation? You have to be able to use your voice to speak to the concerns in your life. How do you become a good de-escalator? If you've ever worked in any kind of retail field, or you've worked with people in any way, you can understand that de-escalation is a very powerful skill set. How do you do this? How do you become a good de-escalator? It comes from, first of all, not assuming, being able to use your voice powerfully, and then of course speak to concerns in a concise way, have clear, concise communication. Now, of course, that's not going to promise you that anything's going to be de-escalated, but these are the traits that give you the highest probability of being able to de-escalate a situation. So the key, again, just to clarify, is not to assume anything in any conversation at any time whatsoever in any circumstance. Always ask for clarification, always ask questions, always have an honest conversation that's going to help you to come to have, so that two people can have clarity on your perspective and then their perspective, and then bring those two perspectives together to find some common ground. That's really what life is about, in my personal opinion. It's a big component of life, is being able to work with teams and find a common ground between you and one or more individuals in many different contexts, in many different circumstances in your life. And again, I'm just going to keep saying it, if you assume something about a situation, you're not going to be able to even think of the thought to have concise communication, to get that clarity that's necessary to actually be a powerful leader in the end. If you want to be a powerful leader, you just can't assume things about people. You have to communicate, you have to find clarification, you have to get clarity on all levels from all different people. So this is about really using your voice in a concise way. So if you're able to use your voice in a concise way, what will begin to happen is that you will notice the leadership qualities in your life beginning to increase. You're going to be able to be a much more effective leader if you're able to talk to people in a way where you're actually able to get your feelings and thoughts across on a consistent basis. It might sound simple, but many people can't actually do this. They get stuck in thought loops, thinking about saying things and how they're going to act about things, and then overthinking about how they're going to say it or what they're going to do, instead of just actually doing it in the moment. So instead of overanalyzing how everything is going to go and how things are going to happen in your life, of course, it's good to have structure, it's good to have order, maybe even prepare how you're going to say things. At the end of the day, actually executing it in the moment is something that you have to get good at if you want to be a good leader. You have to be able to speak quickly on things and immediately and address them immediately in that moment. Because if you wait and you linger, it's not to say that maybe some conversations can't be put to the side temporarily to then be revisited at a later time when you have more time and space to look at them, whatever the context is. But at the same time, though, with that in mind, if that's the case, then of course do that. Otherwise, it is very important to be able to address things immediately on the spot. And this comes from having a fearless and relentless attitude to be able to speak to things immediately as soon as you feel that it needs to be spoken about, that it needs to be spoken, whoever needs to be spoken to, or whatever it is that needs to be spoken about. You want to be the kind of person that takes action on this type of stuff immediately in your life.